Yo YouTube, what is up? My name is Gore and I am back with you today, and we're gonna do another Path of Exile video for you guys, for the Path of Exile gamers, or just the gamers in general, who are coming by the channel to check me out. This is going to be a bit of an informal video. It's not going to be anything serious as far as like build guides go, because like I say, just a quick disclaimer before I get into it. I certainly, I love the game. I played the game a lot, but I definitely don't consider myself like a build guide creator. I'm kind of just an enthusiast who likes to try things out and play some things and just try to do the best that I can. If you watch me on stream, you know I die a lot, so it may be entertaining from that perspective, but I just like the sandbox element of the game. So what I figured I would do in this video is kind of just go through just a quick recap of the 3 characters that I've played so far in the new league here, and just kind of give you my thoughts behind them, what I was going for, how I kind of go about deciding what I want to play from league to league. I'm one of these people. I'm in the camp of I don't kind of play one character and then min-max the shit out of it and push it as high as I can. Like I say, I'm just not that good at the game to do that. So I like to spread myself out a bit and try things. I like to use some of the new toys they give us every league and kind of try to make them work and have some fun with them in the game. So I'll take you through and I'll just kind of run each character. You see I've got 3 little strand maps set up. I'll just kind of take a character, run a quick map, and just kind of talk you through how I've gone about things so far in Ancestors League. In a general sense, I guess before I get started, I think the league grew on me. I was not expecting to like it. I was not expecting to like the league mechanic as a whole, because it's not my style of game. It's not a style of game that I've ever played before. But I will say I'm pleasantly surprised. I mean, it's frustrating. It's not perfect by any means. Trust me, I'm sure you know if you've been pushing higher rank. You know there's some frustration built into it. But as a whole, I actually think the league mechanic's been okay. I've enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. So let's get into it. So my first character that I did, and honestly, if you watch Mathel's stream, you'll probably you've got the much better version of this, but I did play an Ethereal Knives Trickster as a league starter. One of the things here that I did prior to this league launching, and that I've never done before, is I did try to test out a few characters just to kind of level them up and see what I might have wanted to do for a league starter. My original plan, my original idea was to use the new reworked Chieftain and do something with Molten Strike. But as I was trying to level up, and again, I'm no expert, maybe I did something wrong with it, but as I was testing a Molten Strike League Start character, it just didn't feel very good to me. It didn't feel very good as a League Starter, constantly chasing melee weapon upgrades, not having unique leveling gear to help you along with that. So I shelved that idea, but then I kind of got stuck, and I was like, well, what do I do now? And I remembered that I had played a Blade Vortex Trickster as a league starter a few leagues ago, and I kind of enjoyed that. And I thought, well, maybe I just go back to that, or maybe I use Ethereal Knives and just kind of do one of the Mathel recommendations. I obviously am not going to do it as good as he does. He's the man when it comes to this stuff. So, but here we go. I'll just pop in my little Ethereal Knives Trickster just to kind of give you a little bit of gameplay as I'm talking through kind of how I play the game a little bit. For me, a league start character is basically, can I fill out the map? Can I, get a couple of the watch stones and whatnot, or whatever you call them now? Can I basically get set up with the league mechanics that I enjoy doing? And stuff like that. So I don't have any kind of lofty goals about, pushing endgame, and stuff like that with a league start character. I kind of just, can I get set up? And honestly, for most things, you can get set up. It's not going to be too much of an issue. But you got to remember, for a league start character, you don't really have any gear to help you. You're kind of, so you want to pick something that's a bit safe, something that can get you started and get going. And again, obviously, Mathel, I know, put a lot more currency into this, into his version of this character than I did. That's the kind of the other thing. It all depends on investment, right? I generally don't invest a lot of currency into my League Start character. My goal is to build currency for the rest of the league, and I don't know if that's the right, wrong, or indifferent way to go about it, but that's kind of how I go about it. And I try to just amass currency, and I obviously, if you watch my apothecary drop video, you know that I dropped quite a bit of currency, so my league's pretty much set up. But that's kind of generally speaking how I go about a League Start character. If it gets me started, if it gets me in, gets me some currency to work with. Obviously the gear here is nothing special. I did use Hrimsaro to get the complete cold conversion on ethereal knives, and it's just basically some basic bitch leveling gear. You know, that's just not very impressive. Again, you could push this further into endgame, obviously, and I know Mathel did that, and I'm sure plenty of other people take their League Starters and go into endgame with them, but I generally don't. I just kind of get off the ground, and that was basically it for my League Starter. So what I do from there is I basically, after that, and I feel good about my League Start character, I've played it enough, and I want to kind of move on to something else. I kind of, like I say, I like to play with some of the new toys, some of the new things that they introduce, some of the new things that they rework. Yeah, and I had a bit of trouble this particular league settling on what that next character was, and I decided to go with the reworked Guardian, because Minions is a playstyle in the game that I'd actually never played before, and I'd never really even had interest in playing before. But I decided if there was ever a time to do it, now might be the time to do it. So I decided I went Absolution on this character, and I decided to build out a bunch of minions. I did an Absolution Herald of Purity Guardian. And like I say, new toys, right? So I wanted to use this Mata's Teaching, which is one of the weapons you get from the new League mechanic. And then I also used this Replica Dragonfang Amulet with plus level of Absolution Gems, which is another new toy they gave us this league. So, let me kind of go through it here. Let me find my strand map that I created. There we go. I'll just pop this in. This character, in general, all three characters handled the league mechanic well up to, like, you know, 300-ish, which is kind of where I stopped on these characters. This character especially handled the league mechanic well, because you basically just create your minions, and you put your teammates on the board, and just let them go ham. Minions are a playstyle in the game. So my review of this character, and again, you could have probably built this character in a much better way. You know, I'd love to hear your thoughts on kind of the minion playstyle and how it gets built out. But for me, it was a bit clunky. It was a bit clunky to get started. It was a bit awkward to not be the one that's directly dealing all the damage. So it was a little bit tough for me to get used to. But like I said, it was really fun. Ooh. A little unusual gem blueprint there that we can run at some point. It farmed the league mechanic for a while. It was really fun for that. I certainly did not build enough cast speed into this character, because you can see it's a bit slow to cast the Absolution, so the awkwardness comes from, you know, you've got to summon your minions on kill, and well, if I don't kill anything quick enough, then it gets a little clunky and awkward. But all in all, I think I had fun on the character. It was, you know, again, okay. Not, I don't know that I'll kind of, let's use Ball Absolution here and do this. Vol Absolution is one of the most fun skills in the game, apparently. You just summon a beefed up version. It's this guy right here, and he just goes ham on shit. So if you're playing Absolution, I would play it just for Vol Absolution. It was a really fun thing to do. All in all, solid character. I don't know that I'll play minions again very much. You know, it was okay. I got to experience them in Path of Exile, but I wasn't wowed. Like I say, just a little bit of awkwardness there. And we'll move on to my third character, which is a character that I pretty much, after that Apothecary drop, which happened on this Absolution character, I was like, okay, well now I got a bunch of currency to spend. What do I do with it? And I settled on, I wanted to use this new volatility support gem that they introduced into the game. And I figured that the best thing to do with it is you do something with lightning damage, because the minimum roll on lightning damage is really low. So you're not, you know, you're kind of offsetting the penalty of the less minimum attack damage, right? And you're gaining the benefit of the more. So it kind of works out well. So I figured, what do I do with lightning damage? And I decided on using Energy Blade, because Energy Blade is something that I've never played within the game before. And I settled on, you know, you could really do anything with it, but I settled on Blade Trap. Traps are, again, another archetype that I haven't really gotten into very much as the game's gone on. So I've decided on Energy Blade, Blade Trap, Saboteur, and I used Mark of the Elder and just some other, again, kind of basic bitch gear here. So I will pop in my third and final strand map for you guys and just kind of take this. So Energy Blade is fun because it, especially with Blade Trap, because you put out a copy of the weapon, so it just looks like this beautiful little, you know, the greatest thing about Path of Exile is its screen clutter, as you can see. The more of it you have, the better your build is, apparently. And this build absolutely succeeded in that regard. Again, Trap's a bit of an awkward play style, and particularly Blade Trap, because it just sits there and spins. So if you have a mob that constantly moves out of your traps, then you have to constantly set traps under the mob, and that's kind of annoying. But this character was a really satisfying one to play. I actually just kind of finished this one up, really. So that's basically how I go about a league, in short. I try and take the new things that they reworked or added into the game, and I go, okay, well, how do I, you know, how can I use them and have some fun with them? I'm almost dead there. I almost got myself killed thinking about other stuff. Like I say, I'm one of the things I struggle with is scaling a character, right? So I can come up with an idea and a concept and like something that I want to do, but when it comes to like, okay, how do you scale it? That's where I you know, you need to have that like knowledge base of the items in the game and all that kind of stuff. And I just struggle with that. Sometimes I you know, I know I have the the groundwork level of knowledge about items and things, and you know, some of the stuff are easier than others, but there you go. That's the build in a nutshell, right? Just a bunch of traps going around like that. So it looks cool. If you're after visuals, a Blade Trap Energy Blade character will be right for you. So that basically wraps up my 3 characters that I've already done. Like I said, nothing crazy. Is very kind of informal, just to kind of show you guys what I've been doing. I'll link my Path of Exile profile too, I guess, so you can kind of take a look at the gear and stuff. And like I say, I'm not a min-maxer by any means, but I try to get the most out of what I can do. Where am I going in Path of Exile going forward? I do want to do a little bit more, but I need your guys' help. I'm stuck. I want to use this sword, this Rakiata's Dance sword. I bought it 6 linked for 3 divines, right? Nice little, I mean, it's so versatile, right? But I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. So help me, please. Drop a comment. What do you think would work with this sword? And the other thing that I want to do, and I don't think they work well together, necessarily, but I do want to try out the reworked Chieftain, and again, I'm just kind of hard stuck, so I put it to you, the Path of Exile community. Help a brother out, please. What do I do with Chieftain? And you can kind of watch me on stream kind of put it together, but I just don't know. And I don't know what to do with this Rakiata's dance. So give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Like I said, it's just kind of a little informal, you know, what I've been up to in Path of Exile so far, and what I feel like doing going forward. Drop me a comment, subscribe for more gaming and sports content, give the video a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.